Welcome to the Next Big Flip podcast, where it's not just about flipping for profit, but flipping for purpose. I'm your host, Lawan Diggs, author of The Craigslist Hustle and 20 Years of Flipper. Whether it's furniture, fashion, or just your mindset, we're here to help you take what you have and make it work. From everyday hustlers to unexpected side gigs, you'll hear real stories, real strategies, and maybe even find your next big flip. The one that gets you to your next moment. The next big flip. Let's get it. So on their TikTok profile, it reads, Christine and Jacob, journey of building a small resale business in the PNW. And I take it that's Pacific Northwest. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. So I have the honor of being joined with Christine and Jacob. So where you all located at? Give us a little bit of information about you two.
Yeah, so we are from originally Central California, the Fresno area, and we moved here about 5 years ago to just outside of Portland, Oregon. So definitely Pacific Northwest action now.
Nice. And so I'm excited that you didn't say you moved to Nashville. That's where I'm originally from. And a lot of people from California have been moving to Nashville lately.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. And so,
Right.
and I just found you all just as I'm starting the Next Big Flip podcast and the website itself, and I'm looking for flippers and thrifters and people reselling, and your TikTok profile stood out to me. I said, ooh, we have a couple flipping. I wonder if I could reach out to them and see about getting on the podcast.
Yes, I think us being partners and flippers together really, makes our specialty even greater because we have, both of our ideas going through, when we flip.
That's neat. What'd you say, Jacob?
We are definitely a team.
Hey, they say
we help each other out.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
Now, does one person specialize in a certain item, or do you all have an eye for the same things?
So yes, actually, so she has more of an eye for clothing,
Like the
accessories.
traditional female interest, I guess, like brands and clothing and housewares and trending stuff.
And I'm a little bit of everything else, I would say.
He does like we actually our business called Dad's Garage Sale, but the name of our business was going to be a little bit of everything because we literally specialize in everything.
Everybody that walks into our store says, "Man, you guys have a little bit of everything." And I'm like, every time I'm like, well, I probably should have named the store that.
That could be your next location when you do move to Nashville.
Oh, that's true. Our Nashville store.
Your Nashville store. And so how did you get introduced to the idea of flipping and reselling? Was this something that you've always done and just decided to take it to the next level?
So as a kid, I would go to swap meets or ramatas a lot of the time, and that kind of started piquing my interest. And we also lived across the street from a big industrial business district area.
As a kid.
So as a kid,
yeah.
And me and my friends would always dumpster dive, and we would find all kinds of cool things and take them and sell them and trade them. So that's really how things started out for me.
Like like as a kid in the 90s, that's what our entertainment was.
Yeah,
leaving the house
we
and
have the iPads and whatnot. So we were out running around dumpster diving and having fun.
But bring back the good old days where you could dumpster dive and find stuff like that, and not other things in the dumpsters.
Yeah, and
Right.
Your kids and your parents don't know where you're at.
Right. I wonder will those days ever come back? Probably not.
Right, but fast forward,
Okay.
we do have like more recent times. About 11 years ago, you said you were reselling 20 years, but our background goes back about 11 years.
Yeah, that's when we got our first pallet of. I remember it was razors.
The scooters.
The electric scooters.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was our first from liquidation.com. I remember that.
Oh, I remember liquidation. Are they still around? Do you know?
Yeah, they're still around.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Liquidation.com. We got
It was
razors.
It was the hot toy of the season.
Right. Pallets. And so do you still do pallets today?
We still do pallets today. Yeah. We supplement with pallets, I would say, because we get things from all over the place nowadays. Anywhere we can get things cheap, pretty much.
Nice. So with outside of pallets, what do you usually find your best items, whether thrift stores, garage sales, Facebook Marketplace?
Also, we do the storage auctions. So
Really?
yeah, we also get our plate stuff from a little bit of everywhere, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of our stuff comes from the pallets,
The bins outlet,
the
the Goodwill
bins,
bins.
Goodwill bins.
We're very lucky. We have one that's about 15 minutes from us, and
Okay.
it's really good. I always see videos of other people's bins and their experiences, and some of them sound horrible, and people are crazy and they're overcrowded. But I think the one here in Portland is very tame compared to it. So I think we're very lucky in
Yeah.
that sense.
Now I'm watching like the storage auctions and things like that online, and even with the Storage Wars shows. So that's a real thing. So people can actually go and
Oh,
do that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of them are online now, here at least. There's not many that are in person anymore, unfortunately, because that was fun.
Okay.
But so nowadays, you just get online on like a site like Storage Treasures, and you see photos, and you try to base your bids based on the photos.
so that's the crazy part. We're bidding on these storage units, and we don't even see them in person.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
That,
Yeah, and so we're trying to like zoom in on the pictures and trying
right.
to figure out is what's in there, you know? Because they're just standing outside the door taking a picture.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now a lot of
Yeah.
my listeners can't see you, but I have the pleasure of seeing you. And Jacob, you look like a pretty big, intimidating guy. So back in the day
Oh,
when you could go to the storage
right?
auctions in person, did you ever get like in altercations with some of the other bidders or anything?
You know what? I think I'm big enough.
Right.
I was actually a heavyweight wrestler all through college, so I'm big
What?
enough that people tend to just shy away from trying to have any altercations. It works out even when we go to Goodwill bins, like people will kind of shove and move.
Oh
And,
yeah, elbow their way in.
I tend to get my way, without having to say anything.
Well, I know who I'm calling if I come out that area and I need to go thrift shopping.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, Jacob, hey, I need some backup, buddy.
Yes, hit us up.
Now, you all sound like you find items from a lot of different places. How do you know if something is even worth flipping?
I would say it's really just experience based. That's something you got to build up a good knowledge of. And and none of us hit a home run all the time. You're gonna strike out every now and then, but with experience and time, you tend to strike out a lot less in practice, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Jordan had to miss many, many, many shots before he was,
The
before
Jordan.
he was the Michael Jordan. So
Yeah. When it comes to like my things, like my clothing, I now at first, I did buy, like we're saying, experience. Like I know what fabrics feel like. I feel like the weight of clothes
the weight of
matter.
clothes.
Like I can look at literally a piece of like like half a leg of a legging, and I know, oh, that's Lululemon, or oh, that's Old Navy. I already know 9 out of 10 times I'm going to be right. Or the weight of jewelry, tools. He knows
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
sight.
Yeah. Tools, the electronics, if it's a heavier electronic, then you might have something there. So it's worth taking a little bit of time and looking
Yeah.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, with all the items that you do flip, since there's a variety, do you sell them on one particular platform, or where do you usually get most of your sales at?
We sell on every platform we can, especially for your listeners. Always start with the free sites, the Craigslist, the OfferUps, the Facebook marketplaces. You're not having to put any money out, and Facebook Marketplace is a huge one in this area. I don't know if it's true everywhere, but use definitely the free resources, and then go to the paid for resources like eBay, Amazon, Walmart is one that we're going to start looking into.
Okay.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the new one is what's the TikTok? Whatnot? What's not?
Yeah, I've been seeing that around.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is Whatnot?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like an
auction based platform. So it looks pretty cool. We're gonna probably do a show here pretty soon.
It's just all about what's keeping up with the trends,
That's
keeping
true.
up with what people are doing. Things move fast, so we got to keep a pulse on things.
That's true. And I thought eBay was dead, but one of my guests said no. eBay is like one of the top selling
Oh,
platforms for weird
Yeah,
things.
yeah. So we do sell a lot on eBay.
and that's another thing when we're like getting through our storage units and the bins, we're like, oh, this is the eBay item. Oh, this is the Facebook
Right.
item. Like after years of doing this, we already know like what platforms would certain things sell.
Yeah, certain things do sell better on certain platforms, and again, that's experience. Something you just have to get experience doing.
Yeah, like
And I,
weird electronics, eBay
yeah,
thing
weird
or
electronics, eBay, because if you try to sell something on what's not, I mean, no, what's
marketplace. Yeah.
marketplace or OfferUp or
Hmm.
Craigslist, you're selling locally.
Okay.
But if you want to get more eyes on something, you want to sell it nationally, or internationally. Really, you can do that on eBay too, and that's what eBay is for.
Yeah.
Nice. And that's great because I know a lot of my listeners are going to question that because I stepped away from eBay years ago.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
scammed but now I am
Oh.
starting to get some more hope and faith back going to eBay again.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It-
yeah.
and so it's
You
one
still
thing.
have to you have to deal with the scammers every now and then, but yeah, it's just the pros outweigh the cons when it comes to that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Now, it's one thing to do what you two are doing, but what inspired you to start sharing your journey with others on social media?
Well, I think initially since we're a small store, we wanted to make it like an advertising thing. We wanted people to
Marketing.
market our store, like, hey, we can come in and physically shop at your store, and and try to get Oregon or Portland area aware.
Of our
Yeah,
store.
like marketing.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, we for the like years we're always finding we have so much fun doing this, and we always want to share our great finds,
Our
like,
wins.
oh my gosh, I wish like people could understand I got this Armani dress for $1, and like, so I feel
Wow.
like, yeah, like I feel like people who are interested in this would find it more interesting than like our mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that gets us excited to be like, oh my gosh, people would love to know like how fun this is. So that was another
I'm sure
motivator.
you've had those experiences where you've had huge wins and you just want someone to share in that experience with you.
Absolutely. Still
Yeah.
to this day, I'm like, oh my goodness, can you believe I got this? They're like, no, I can't. I'm like, I did.
Yes,
Exactly.
And
yes,
so you all actually
exactly.
have a physical location you're saying as well, or no?
We do. We have
Yes.
a physical brick-and-mortar store.
Now, what's that like? Because I've always tried to stay away from that. I've
Yeah.
owned a brick and mortar business before, and it's so time consuming. And I said I can sell everything out of my garage. So, what's that like for you too?
It's great because we have a lot more storage.
Okay.
We have a 4,000 square foot store here.
Yeah.
So it's great. So it seems like the more space we have, the more we can sell, the more profit we can make. And that's really the pro. Not to mention now people can actually walk in whenever they like during our store hours and purchase things. So we've been having a lot more turnover with our inventory, our
Inventory.
items.
Yeah.
Yeah, with having the brick and mortar store.
Really? Now, do you have employees, or are you two the main ones working there?
Right now we have 3 employees.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That was one thing, like with my first brick and mortar business, it felt like my first child. I didn't want anybody watching
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And so I was very hesitant on hiring employees. I'm like, will they
Hmm.
steal from me? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? And so I just had some
Yeah.
trust issues. But to have
Yeah.
3 employees, that's beautiful.
Well,
They're young.
they're young. They're good kids, so we already kind of know that. But we also have cameras up around the
Yeah.
store, which that makes it feel a little better too.
And then again,
Yeah.
you have someone who wrestled heavyweight through college in Oregon.
Yeah.
So you
Oh
got that
yeah.
as well.
They're like they just graduated high school, and I think they're literally half your size.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Now let me ask you now, what's one flip? And I know you've all had many over the years, and it may be hard to pinpoint, but what's a flip that you would say you felt like was your next big flip? Not necessarily something that brought you a lot of money, but something that helped you to keep going and inspired you to do what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. When we first opened the store, we actually bought. It was right when we first opened the
Yeah,
store.
that helped
Yeah,
us
we
stock the
bought
store.
we bought a storage auction, and it
It
looked
was
really
a
interesting.
big unit.
It was a big unit, 10 by 30, and it was
Wow.
stacked. it was stacked to the bone. So it was full. It was full to the brim, and that's a lot of space. So we ended up winning the storage auction, and as we were going through it, one of the first boxes we opened, there's $1,300 in there.
Do what?
Yes.
We paid I think $1,400 for the whole unit. And
So talk about a sign.
that was a sign. Yeah. So it was in Asian currency.
It was the guy was a traveler.
The guy
Okay.
was a world traveler.
So it was a foreign currency.
It was a foreign currency, but we took it to the
But
bank.
we're like, what is this? How much is this? We didn't know. Like, is this fake money? Is it real money? Yeah.
Right.
We had no
It was
idea.
crazy. It was like
So
colorful.
We took it to the bank.
So we took, yeah, and they took it. We're like, oh my gosh, the bank took it.
We thought we were gonna get charged like some kind of a fee for turning the cash, like turning it into different currencies. But no, they just gave us
$1,200.
Yeah, Chase Bank just gave us the $1,300 back.
It was
awesome.
crazy. So one envelope paid for the whole unit.
Yeah.
And I think at that time we were just starting to like think about getting a brick and mortar, or we had just signed papers. And so like that really like made us really pumped us up and really kept us going. And the stuff he had in there was, as a world traveler, was amazing.
We still have some of his cool stuff.
It was so much stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was 2 years ago, just about.
I think it was a year and a half
ago.
Yeah. But it was amazing, the things he had. I'm like, so we name all of our storage units just to help us figure, refer to them. And we call him by his first name because we got to know him so well. He had so much in there. Nate, we call him Nate. Yeah. Like, oh, Nate, he keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Now, do you focus mainly in the local area where you are as far as buying items to resell, or do you venture out from time to time?
No, we stay pretty local.
Yeah.
If we vacation, we always have to hit up.
But when we are out and about, we do keep our eyes open, and if something, we have purchased things for resale, little things here and there while we were out.
We went to Eugene, which is an hour and a half away. That's not that far, but they actually had one cool thrift store that we liked. And so we like to support the other small businesses too. We're like, we got to go shop their stores.
That's like the hardest part about vacation, because you're not really on vacation as a reseller. You're always looking. And so I can remember going to Florida, buying some Disney tickets from someone, using them for 2 days, and then reselling them right back on Craigslist. I'm like, okay, I got to stop this.
Isn't that crazy how we're
right. Yeah, it's very crazy how you can do something like that. And so every time I travel, I try to make sure I'm have some type of vehicle that I rent that I'm able to buy and sell something.
Oh my God.
I do a lot of washers and dryers myself, and so I've been doing that for about 20 years. And washers and dryers are like one of the most slept on items. And everybody needs a washer and dryer. So anytime I'm out of the state, I make sure I rent a truck, and I'm looking on Facebook Marketplace to buy and resell a washer and dryer.
Oh, that's a good. We just had 60 washer and dryers like 3 months ago.
I bought a whole 3 months ago. We bought a whole truckload of Lowe's returns, washers, dryers, and also refrigerators and things. And man,
but in 6 weeks we were done.
You are right. They sold fast.
Wow. So you got a whole truckload.
I got a whole truckload. Yeah. When we first moved into this big location that we're in now, the 4,000 square feet. Yeah. We pretty much started off with a truckload of 60 appliances, major appliances.
And when you sold them, did you sell them as is, or did you go through and try to fix some of them, or?
There was a couple of small fixes I could make. I'm not an appliance repair person, but I can handle small, minor things.
Right.
So there was only about 2 out of the 60 that I couldn't fix myself, so I just ended up scrapping them.
Okay.
But it was a really good load, and we did really good on it.
Okay. Yeah, and we were always able to tell the customer like these were returns, and Lowe's has
I think it's
a 3 day.
3 days.
A 3 day
return window.
So we know they're all like pretty new appliances within 3 days,
Wow. And so when I do these interviews, I not only do it as the host, but I'm also doing it with the ears of my listeners as well. And so I know a lot of my listeners are like, okay, Lowe's sells washers and dryers, scratch and dent. Like, how do I go about even finding something like that?
bstock.com.
bstock.com.
Yeah. They have, and they also GE appliances as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like their own website.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's Lowe's.
oh,
They have GE appliances. I think they have
oh, that's what you're saying.
they have different venues that have appliances. Best Buy has an appliance one on there.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Even Costco does appliances on there. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So on B
Like all these,
stock.
yeah, all these stores send their stuff to be stocked.
Okay, one thing I like to that I have realized over the years, and you may have as well, is there is enough to go around for everybody. And so some people they gatekeep, they don't want to share.
I
But like we
know.
can't get all the items. We just can't get them. It's too many.
I don't think of it. Yeah, I don't think of it as the local other resellers in my area as even competition. You think about how many Lowe's stores, how many Costco stores there are between you and all these resellers, and
It's not even
there's not
close.
enough of us out there reselling stuff, to be honest.
That's true. That is so true. So I'm excited you
More
shared that.
resellers, yeah.
So bstock.com is a good place to start. Okay, yeah. Look, I'm writing all this down myself, and I'm gonna go and look
Yeah.
also. So I'm too excited. And let me. So as we continue the interview, what you say you've ever had a book or a podcast or any type of tool that may have helped you in your flipping journey?
Well, now we're gonna start listening to your read your books.
Hey,
Actually,
I'm excited. Thank you.
yeah, for sure. But we do the things that help us are mostly just easy things like the barcode scanner apps and using your QuickBooks to help you manage what's in and out. Not really podcasts so much.
We are starting to listen to more podcasting and watch more resellers online, but we initially we just kind of got into it ourselves
We're scratch.
from
Yeah.
scratch
Yeah.
and started blazing our own way, to be honest. Yeah.
And that's the type of person I'm looking forward to interview, because you'll see a lot of these people out here that have 500,000 followers that saying make $1 million in a month. I'm like, no. It's less than 10% of Americans are millionaires, and this podcast is not going to change that. But I have everyday people who just look for something inspiring, like what you two are doing, and so this is beautiful that you are able to share from a realistic point of view.
Yeah, and these people, like I saw someone on TikTok. She's like, I made $40,000 last month, like flipping, like sales, and I'm like, there's no way that
Right.
I don't understand that. And like, so you mean 40? Like, what are your cost of goods
Right.
sold? Or you mean 40,000 in your bank account, girl, after
Right.
taxes and cost of goods? So sometimes I don't know if that's really real people.
Yeah, and a lot of those videos I just do not interested, dislike.
Yeah, and they probably make, especially the YouTubers. I think there's like on Reddit, I was reading a thread, like most people like us know the YouTubers make more money on YouTube versus their flipping.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's another thing. You got to make sure like you don't fall into the trap of like, oh, like envious of these people making, so much money.
That's so true. Now I'm gonna tell you something that has really piqued my curiosity and my interest here lately as I do this. Furniture flippers, that is like a really big industry right now, especially if you know how to restore them. It's crazy. These dressers and restorations.
Yeah. Honestly, that's one of the things I've thought about investing in is one of those lasers that takes off the like enamels off of the wood. Because usually you have to, with the old like real wood furniture, you have to go and get all the paint off and basically chisel it off and put all the different chemicals on it to get the sealers off. And now they have these lasers where you can.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have lasers that you can use and quickly get off the varnishes and get straight to the wood. Very expensive.
Right.
Very expensive. It'd be a huge investment. But if you can flip like
it helps me with your
large
time
amounts of furniture and get it down to bare wood, I mean, it could be worth it if you're doing a large volume of furniture. If you're able to get your hands on a large volume of wood, like real wood furniture.
Yeah.
But also, I see people flipping couches doing really well as well.
That's true.
They're usually these people have businesses already, like doing carpet cleaning and stuff like that. And what they do is they just use their equipment to flip couches. I've had flippers buy couches from me because I'm selling it cheaper because it has a little stain here and there.
Yeah, we don't do
And,
that.
yeah, because we don't do it yet. But then they take it and they get it looking like brand new.
I'm like,
and then they sell it for twice what they got it from me for. So
yeah,
I think that's
good for them.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
That is. Now I have to go and find a couch flipper just to interview them to see what that's like.
I
So
know
that's
that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Now, as we get ready to land the plane, is there any advice that you would give someone who may be hesitant about starting a side hustle, whether some type of small step they can do to get started this week?
I would say don't be hesitant. All you need to get started is your cell phone and a place to put an item, a cabinet or a shelf. Start with a shelf, start with your cell phone.
Start slow.
Start slow and easy, and you'll be surprised because after a short amount of time you'll just become addicted like we are to flipping stuff, because you'll be surprised when you buy this $1 item, or maybe you get stuff for free. That's even better. Families just
we get friends and family gives us free things all the time.
Families just giving you something for free, and all you do is you put it out on the Craigslist and you get someone to come and pick it up, and
you like we're always nervous about doing the unknown, but then after you do it, you're like, oh, okay, not bad.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, as Christine just said, you may be nervous about doing the unknown, but once you do it, you may be surprised what you walk away with. And so, Christine and Jacob, I thank you so very much for allowing me to sit and talk with you two on today. I know that this interview will inspire lots of people, and so this is the next big flip. Let's get it.